Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I'm Jason, your host. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, morning, evening, whenever you get this. We're going to talk about the Pimax Crystal. I wasn't going to be doing a video on the Pimax Crystal for a while. I was going to wait for all the parts because some of the parts are out of stock, or I've pre-ordered some items like the facial plate that allows you to use your base stations and index controllers. I thought, hey, I won't want to use this headset until I've got that. I love my index controllers. I love my index. I've been using it for over 4 years now, and it's the best headset I've ever used, the index. It's a crazy thing for me to think that I'll be changing. You see, VR for me, it's never, ever been just a game. It will never be just a hobby. It's actually, VR is in my medical records. Beat Saber, Skyrim VR, VRchat, open mic, all these things that I do using my VR, Paola wants to say hello, are part of my therapy and help me keep me in this world. They focus me, help me deal with my depression, help me deal with my mood issues, my bipolar and autism. For some reason, being in VR allows me to focus, allows me to do things when my ADHD is acting up. I'm officially diagnosed with all of those things. I also have PTSD, which means that, Paola wants to go off. Anything that helps that is part of my treatment. My autism means my side of autism is really, my special interest is technology from a very early age. So VR for me is more than just a game. I use it every single day. I've been doing it since 2016, the original Vive, and the original Oculus, the CV1. Ever since then, I have used VR every single day of my life, and the change it has brought is amazing. And it's not just me. I talk to a lot of people in VRchat where I socialise because I don't leave my house, and people who are facing anxiety and such like. Virtual reality, this new world where the world can be anything you want it to be, where you can do anything you want, gives people a space far safer than the world out there. So, for me, a new headset is a big deal. I have a Quest 3 over there. I have had a Quest Pro. I have had a Vive Pro. But for the last 4 years, the Valve Index, which is currently just hanging up there in the second link, has been my mainstay. In fact, I've got 2 of them, one upstairs and one downstairs as the backup. And I didn't think that would change, because the Valve Index is still a wonderfully machine piece of kit, but it is last gen. It's crazy for me to think of it as last gen because, we've had a few iterations, but we are now getting into the next gen of VR. When I first tried this over New Year, my friend Britt was here. He came over to stay for New Year, and I remember the exact moment last weekend when I thought he was downstairs using my Valve Index and just chatting with friends, because I had set up a computer down there for him while he stayed over. And I was up here, I thought, okay, I'm going to get this set up, I'm going to give it a good try, and that I don't want to really use it until the faceplate that allows outside-in tracking is here. I don't want to use it until I can use it with my index controllers. I mean, I've got 4 base stations. I'm used to that level of 100% tracking. But I thought, hey, okay, we've got to at least connect it up and make sure it works. I was just meant to go on for half an hour just to try it out. And it was like, okay, let's do this. So I plugged it in, I connected it up. And actually, following the instructions, the biggest issue I had was this. I connected it all up and nothing was happening. It was saying, please plug in. It was saying that it couldn't find my USB port wasn't right and my display port wasn't right. And I'm like, what's going on here? Why can't it do this? What have I done wrong? And it wasn't actually anything wrong. I just hadn't realised that I had to turn on the Pimax for it to be seen by the system. So I actually turned it on here on the actual head. And so that was the only issue I had with it. So I remember the very first second I put it on my head, I think I said quite a few explicits. Literally, I was like, and then I took it off my head after looking around a bit, and I basically screamed for Britt to come upstairs to look at it and try it. Because he's the one who convinced me to try Pimax. Because he's got, I think it's an 8K version. And that he brought it up one day and I found it very comfortable to wear in that. And he's been trying to convince me to switch over to the Pimax for a while. But I was very, very, very hesitant about it all. And so I was absolutely stunned. And the level of stunned I am talking about is basically that first moment in 2016 when I went to the local computer store and they allowed you to come for 20 minutes try of VR before you bought VR and that. And I remember that moment when I put the headset on and I played Space Pirate Train and I played the blue one where you see the whale going past you, and I was going from non-VR to VR. Was like, holy, yeah, it was that kind. I haven't had anything like that since then. Even though I tried the Quest Pro, even though I tried the Quest 3, even though none of them has been, they're better than the slow increments, but nothing that went, oh shit. So from that moment on, I decided, okay, how can I go back to the index? Literally, I had to ask myself that question. I redid a few bits of my computer and set everything up. Because remember, the joy of using a good piece of tech is actually a medical benefit for me. Being able to use this is a huge positive. And I need all the ammunition I can get when I'm facing the stuff I face. So this weekend, I've been using it during the week, but this weekend was the big one because at the weekend I go into VRchat and I do open mic. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's Sunday today. And I was very hesitant still about switching over completely to the Pimax because what if it didn't work? What if I couldn't sing using it? What if the mic wasn't good enough? What if the audio wasn't good enough? Standing up on stage is a massive thing for me. I sing in VR and it is a massive boost for me. I can, in real life, if I met someone outside my house, outside my safe space, I will freeze up. I won't be able to talk to them. I won't be able to communicate. I will be non-functioning, basically. But for some reason, when I put a headset on, I can stand in front of 40, 50 people and do inspiring talks about mental health, or I can sing badly to karaoke. And it's amazing. So it's a massive part of my treatment. So switching over has been thingy. So I spent Friday night, and then I spent Saturday night in. And of course, the evening show, I'll be going to that at about 6, 7 p.m. my time. And once again, but I didn't want to wait to do this first part, because this is the first part. It's going on be an ongoing review of the product over the coming months, and when I get the other parts for me to use with it. Because this is amazing. It truly is. This headset here is amazing. I have never felt such wonder about a piece of tech. Well, not, I won't say never, but a very, very long time. It's beautiful. It's well made. I am not the easiest person on my technology. I'm still getting used to the fit and everything, and tweaking how it feels on my head and everything, but I love the design. Let's talk about the audio. Even though these are the basic little audio things here, I wasn't expecting much from them, but they're not bad. Actually, they're really not bad for audio. I was thinking I'm going to have to plug in a set of my headset or figure out how to set up a headset on it, and I don't want to do that. But no, I haven't felt the need to that, because the sound on these actually isn't bad. I've got the DTS audio on order, that they're on the way here, but this is really, really good for what it is. And the mic is comparable to the Index, and that I class the mic on the Index as the gold standard, because one of the problems I've seen in VR is this: a developer just focuses on the visuals side of thing, and VR isn't just about the visuals. Immersion in VR needs comfort, it needs audio, good audio, and it needs visuals as well. You've got to have them all together to immerse you fully. Any part can take you out of it. I mean, the amount of people like me who, when we had the Vive Pro, we found out that the audio was worse than the original Vive, and we had to put a thing in it. I actually had to convince a friend. I remember talking to a friend, because he had been using a Vive Pro, and he had been using it with his studio headset and studio earphones and everything, and his studio is mod mic. So when he switched to the Valve Index, he put those in on straight away. He didn't try the internal stuff on there. And I said to him, no. And so I talked to him and said, why are you using that? Why? He says, oh, it's never. I said, try it. And he did. He tried the Valve Index audio, and he didn't have to use his headset, his earphones, or his mod mic anymore. So that was the level of thingy I was expecting, and this does equal it. It's as good, which is amazing to me. Because audio is very important, especially when you're singing, especially when you're thinking. You don't want to have a crappy mic. So many companies don't put a good mic on a headset. It's crazy, because VR headsets are social animals. When we're in VR, yes, you can play your solo games and that, but some of the true joy and fun you get with a VR headset is you can connect to people all around the world. You can be playing Gorilla Tag or something, or you can be wandering around worlds that people have created, or you can be sitting in a virtual pub with 20 people who are from 4,000, 5,000 miles away, and just chatting away with them. So it matters. the whole package. And this has the whole package. Let's talk about the lenses. Let's talk about these aspheric, I believe, lenses. These, whatever they are, I call them magic. I think there's been definitely some voodoo going on with these lenses. I don't know how many souls they sold to the devil or something to get these things to work, but they are freaking amazing. Edge-to-edge clarity, and in some ways it's actually too good, because you notice if someone hasn't done a good job of building a world or a game, you really notice the little cracks and that. You really notice, because there's no screen door. There's literally no screen door. It's freaking amazing. We've finally got headsets with 0 screen door effect. It's like, it brings me joy putting this on. Every single one of us who's done VR, I've spent our last years in that accepting that we use our computer in front of us on our monitors, we do our stuff, and then we put our headset on, and it's a downgrade in resolution, it's a downgrade in graphics, not just because the resolution's sometimes less, that isn't about, it's the way the lenses are done, the Fresnel lenses and all that kind of thing, the artifacts, the glow, but we accept that. We've accepted that as the norm. When you try something like this, it's like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on here? I'm literally sorry for swearing, but damn, you realise it's as if you've got back, you were partially sighted and you went back to 20/20 vision. It's like, oh yeah, this is what VR is supposed to look like. Wow. Oh yeah, we can do this. I really hope for the future that this headset gives me thinking. Now, let's talk about the downside. Let's talk about the downside to it. There's 3 issues. And they're not all things that everybody will face. The first issue is my own. You see, with nearly every other headset I've owned, there's light leakage. You can see down past your nose. And this helps because for the longest time, I've used this, basically a Mighty mug with a straw in. And with this sitting over there on the desk, in front of where I do VR, I can, without taking my headset out, without dropping immersion, I can continue my chat with my friends or do whatever I'm doing in VR, and I just pick it up and I can drink from it without having to take my headset off. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant thing. Pimax has pretty much 0 light leakage. You can't see anything in the world around you. It's one time where I miss having passed through. I think, I don't know whether it's possible or not, but some kind of pass-through camera with an attachment or something, because you are absolutely 100% blind to your room when you're in VR. And even though I've got very good situational awareness when I'm in VR, it has been quite jarring. So that's a semi-negative for me. How I've changed it is this. I've ordered a flask with a spout on it that actually I'm going to keep inside my coat pocket here when I'm in VR, so I'll reach into here and get it out. And I've tested it a few times with another flask I've got downstairs and it works. So that's how I'm going to get over that issue. So that isn't really an issue with that. It's actually a positive. People love that there's no light. It's amazing. That the second issue, which is really the first issue, is the battery. I understand why they've done this. I understand that it's amazing that you can use this standalone. But, and you do get about 4 hours use out of the battery compared to the 2 hours or less than 2 hours of a quest, which is good. But my headset shut off last night. I usually go for the pre-show, which is an hour, and I had been on for about 2, 3, 4 hours the night before, so it lasted almost 5 hours actually. My first charge with it over the weekend, because I had the event on Friday night and Saturday night. So about 1 hour into the event, my headset shuts down, and I'm like, eep. And I had to quickly grab. They give you 2 batteries, so you've always got one on charge. So I had to slam in another battery and go back in. So I understand why they've got it, and this allows for you to have a cable. Like, if anybody doesn't know, the original Vive, all the Vive Pros, the Index, have a power brick, and the cable has to carry both data and that, but also power for the device. This, not so much, because the power can come from the battery at the back. It's at the back, and it helps provide a counterbalance actually. So in doing so, the cable, because I got the 6 meter cable, I believe. No, not 6 meter. Where is it? Oh, yeah, the longer cable, and it's the fiber one, and it only needs one connection via USB to the back here, instead of 2 USB connections. So that's pretty much amazing to me that they've done that. All you do is, for the battery, all you do is lift it up at the back, grab these 2 thingies, pull it in, press it in, pull it out, you go out. It's brilliant. So it's a negative and it's a positive. It has positive connotations. It allows for all-in-one. It allows you to, even though the store, I don't think they'll get the license. I don't know that. But if they could get freaking Beat Saber, on the in-app store for this standalone, I would be so freaking happy to sell my Quest 3. Believe me, I would sell it in a second, because then this could replace even the standalone. So what's the third problem? What's the third problem? Money. The cost. It's a heavy outlay. I mean, they've got sales on at the moment, but you're still talking £1,500. And it's about $2,000 in total. Let me actually have a good look now before I say anything that's not true. Now, I will say their bundle prices are amazing. I will definitely say that. For just over £2,000, you will get this, the sword trackers, the normal controllers, 2 base stations, the outside-in tracking faceplate. You get freaking amazing for that price, but it's a massive amount of money. So I understand Pimax is pushing the boundaries and showing what can be done. So I understand why it's so much, but it's a lot for people to pay out. Is it worth the investment? Oh, hell yeah. Oh my God, hell yeah. In fact, I am going to try to budget for a second Pimax. Why? You may be screaming, why would you want a second Pimax? You've just gone. Why do I want a second Pimax, another Pimax Crystal? This is part of my treatment now. I'm going to contact my doctors after the weekend, and I'm going to let them know to to add this as medical equipment to my thingy. Basically, I'm updating my note and saying I'm just adding this. But that brings with it certain concerns. What if it fails? I know that customer service with Pimax is freaking amazing. But this headset is that good. And I mean that good, that I would be willing to take down my valve index and remove it from the ecosystem, which is scary to me. Because this, to me, like I said, it's not a niche, it's not a game. If this failed, or I broke it accidentally, or it fell on the floor, or something happened and it broke, I need to be able to use it every day. And I can already tell with my own head that, yes, I can go back to the index if I have to continue doing my daily things. But it's going to affect me because I will be going from such an amazing headset back to something that my brain now can't get rid of this compared to that. And so while for the short term I'm going definitely have to keep the valve index connected, because the Quest 3 doesn't really fulfill the part, and I don't really like Meta, and the Quest 3 is mainly used for sleeping in VR. So that's my only concern with the Pimax. I know that the customer service is amazing, and I know what the people I know in there would help me in any way they could to sort any problem I can. But I need to be able to rely on this every single day and never have a day where I don't have access to it. Because I can already see that this, for me personally, is actually improving, not just giving me stability, but improving my mental landscape and mental outlook. The visual acuity, the quality of the technology, everything about it is creating a layer of, another layer of armor and another layer of ammunition against what I face every day. And so over time I am going to have to budget and save up and probably sell a couple of items. I'll probably sell my Quest 3 and things like that, just to put the money to get a second Pimax Crystal. For some that would be a completely outlandish idea, but for me personally, that's how good this is. Now, before we go, I also wanted to talk about the controllers. Now, I was very hesitant about these controllers. I've been using Valve Index controllers for 4 years, and I adore them. They're amazing. They're the most wonderful controllers I've ever seen. I did have the combo package for all this, so I've got the sword controllers to try, but I want to wait on trying them until I've got the Steam faceplate, the faceplate for outside-in tracking and that. I don't even know whether they work with this through faceplate tracking, through normal tracking. I haven't tried them. I suppose I should. These controllers remind me of the CV1 controllers and the Quest 2 controllers. When I first picked them up, I thought, oh, these are light. And I equated light with cheap, which was wrong of me, because I've been using these over the past week. And I would equate the tracking for inside-out tracking of this system to be, I would say, equal to the Quest 3 if you're using the Quest 3 controllers. Not the Quest 2. The Quest 2 has an edge on these, but understand that's got years of updates and calibration and work by the team. The fact that these come close to that is amazing. It really is. In some ways, I prefer them to the Quest. Remember, I use my Quest 3 over there with the Quest Pro controllers. The Quest Pro controllers, because they've got their own tracking cameras in them, because the way they've done the Quest 3 means to me it's a step back in tracking for the controllers compared to the Quest 2, especially in games like Beat Saber. This handles Beat Saber fine. I've been doing my daily Beat Saber every day with this. So the controllers that come with it, the basic controllers, are not bad at all. I'm actually amazed at how good the standalone all-in-one is, and they're always updating it and stuff. So I'm really amazed with that. I've been shocked in so many ways positively by this system. So this is my first in-depth video about it, and it's not so much review really, it's just well, you know me, I don't do favourites, I don't thingy. If I think something's not good, I will say it. This is good. If you can afford the Pimax Crystal, then I would say it is the best headset I've ever used in VR. My best VR experience. Even the software side of it, the software is brilliant. The only issue I've had is that one shutdown I had, and that was to do with me forgetting about the battery. So that was user error. I am using it with a quite a powerful PC. But yeah. The fact that I am really considering getting rid of my indexes and my Quest 3 to finance getting another one of these. So I've got a backup. And that seems really crazy, but a backup of this because this could take over completely my therapy. And everything is absolutely stunning to me. Because people with autism don't do change. We don't like change. We have issues with changing things. And the idea of 2 of these headsets, and of course I wouldn't need the full set. The beauty is I wouldn't be buying the bundle. I would just be buying another headset, because I have multiple ways to control it. I have multiple ways to track it. It would just be a headset purchase, so it wouldn't be as expensive anywhere near. I'm in love. I'm freaking well in love with this, but I better stop this video now. It's going way too long. So bye-bye for now. I haven't felt this, there was one more thing. I haven't felt this connected and this happy about a piece of tech in a very long time. So thank you to the team at Pimax. I am sold now on your company, basically. And thank you for Brit for convincing me to give it a good try and convincing me that this was what to spend the money that I had for as reparation for what happened. It's amazing. So this is Jason for the Quever channel. Bye bye for now.